Well, there's a Mulla story that came to mind, and it's certainly in line with what Bonnie's just been saying, and you'll remember that story. It's the one about the Mulla when he's on his way home along a dusty road at dusk, when the light is a little bit dim, and all of a sudden he sees a cloud of smoke in front of him, dust swirling around in front of him, and immediately his mind comes in and thinks, oh my God, it's a band of brigands, they're going to catch me and rob me, and then his mind goes on and says, no, it's the Sultan's army, because they're conscripting people into the forces now because he's at war with the... But immediately the adrenaline kicks in. So he jumps, hurdles a ditch, runs in, climbs over a fence, and he's in the cemetery. And as he's running around, he trips and falls into an open grave, and he's lying there panting. And as it so happened, the little band of smoke was a little group of travelling merchants, and they were quite concerned to see him running off. So they followed him and found him in the grave, and they leaned over and said, are you all right? Can we help you? And Mulla looked up very sheepishly and said to them, well, let's just say that I'm here because of you, and you're here because of me. Now, the question's been asked many times. Well, it's not really a question, it's a statement. And that statement is, you have to know who you are, and you have to know what you do. But this statement is really very enigmatic, because we know that in our journeying, we come to the place where we recognize there is no self. So how can we know who we are if we're nobody? And as for knowing what we do, we also come to that place where we experience the illusory nature of all of movement, so there's no doing. So how can we say, I know who I am and I know what I do? So here's another little enigmatic story that may help us to understand, or maybe it won't, but it doesn't matter. But Li-Tzu was learning the art of archery, and he finally was able to hit the target. So he went to his master and he said, Master, I'm now able to hit the target. Will you please give me some advice about how I can improve myself? And his master said, well, do you know how you did it? And Li-Tzu said, no. Master said, well, that's not good enough. You go back to your practice then. 3 years passed. Li-Tzu came back to his master, and his master said, well, do you know how you hit the target? Li-Tzu said, yes. Master said, good. Don't forget to practice. And then he added a little statement. His statement went something like this, and you'll be able to complete that statement. He said, hitting the target and knowing how you did it is the same as life. And then he added another sentence after that. And you have to complete that sentence. What did the master say to Li-Tzu about this? Because he took the act of hitting the target and understanding how he hit the target into the total picture of life. What did it really mean? Do you know how you did it? Well, don't forget your practice. What does it mean for us now? And remembering this question, the stillness and the movement, the aura and the vacuousness, how do they work together? Why do we need to know who we are and what we do? Why do we, when we learn that there's no target to hit, not to forget our practices? And it goes back to what has been said before. If we come to this place where all is recognized as illusion, and at the same time we're filled with the bliss, the dance, the movement of existence, because we're still in existence, we become like one of those wandering masts with the matted hair and speaking incoherently, wandering the streets naked. We need to answer these questions, enigmatic though they may seem. So what is the final sentence that this master said to Li-Tzu relative to making that bridge between life, the stillness of the target, and the movement of the arriving there, as is all things and appearances in life to most people? What is that sentence where you would bring it together? What did the Master say to Li-Tzu? Very often, quite often, it will be said to someone or other, don't forget who you are. What does this really mean? Knowing that the person to whom this statement is made is one who has arrived at that place where there is no self. What does it mean to say to someone who's reached that selfless state, don't forget who you are? What does it mean? What does it mean when the Master says, now you can hit the target, don't forget the practice? Did you curve the ball this morning, huh? You need them. Otherwise the mind grips the process of what's happening and is on a roll. This is not mind knowledge. Don't you?